Welcome to Diversify the Verse. We are going to talk about our May book, which is Flame in the Mist by Renée Ahdieh. I'm saying her last name wrong. I know, I'm terrible, but I think it's like Ahdieh, something like that. But let's go to Alex.
Is it not Ahdieh?
I think it's something like that.
Wait, now I really just want to hear her say it. Sorry, I'm just like tweeting it. Hi everyone. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this. I don't have the finished copy yet. It's because I'm waiting for Barnes & Nobles to have an order before I just go out and buy all the hardcovers. I still need to buy When Dimple Met Rishi, so
yeah. Oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I need to get that. I need to get this, and then I need to get another thing. So yeah, but for now we have this, which is fine because it has all my Post-its. So whatever.
Okay, so I guess, do you want to just talk about our non-spoilery thoughts first? Just launch into this.
Oh yeah, I mean, wait, I think we should do like, okay, so this book is basically, it's inspired by Mulan because there is that kind of aspect of disguising herself, you know, as a guy and infiltrating like the ranks of like, this is a little bit different for this one, and also this one takes place in feudal Japan, so that's different too. Yeah, but mainly it's a story of, like, I would say a story of redemption. Would you agree?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, even though it is, everyone has been kind of like marketing it as a retelling of Mulan. I think it's equal parts a retelling of 47 Ronin.
Oh, yeah.
Like, before I was like, why are we retelling Mulan in Japan? But that totally makes sense when you read it. Like, it's really a big part of it is the 47 Ronin story, which is from Japan. And then also I kind of got some Robin Hood-y feels from this book, which was really fun. I was looking for like a Robin Hood kind of retelling, and I got it here finally.
No, because of the woods, right?
Yeah, and I guess, yeah, I don't want to say much. Like, I feel like whenever I blurb this or like whenever I do a non-spoiler review, I can't really say much about this book beyond that. And I also, you know, I really love this book a lot, and I love Renee's writing and how her world just comes alive, like all the smells, all the food, all the descriptions, and I really loved it. Like, that is also evident in her The Wrath and the Dawn duology, and I loved how she continues with it in here. Do you have anything to say about that world building stuff?
Yeah, like, okay, so I, like, unlike Linda, I didn't, like, love this one, which is really sad because, like, I don't know, when I first got it, I was just like, holy crap, I need to read this, because, like, the Wrath and the Dawn is, like, one of my favorite duologies, like, of all time, and, like, there's no, you can't say that Renée Ahdieh is, like, a bad writer, because, like, even though I didn't really like this one, like, I just think it was the story mostly and the characters, and that's why I didn't like it. But just the writing, I think I would be, like, completely sold on the writing, though, because, like, she just has a way, like, because we know that her writing takes influences from, like, mythology and the culture of, like, language and the area. So I just feel like she did that so well. Like, she always does it so well. But it was just, like, the story that fell flat for me. And you'll see why if you read this book and you come back for the spoilery section. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see that. I felt kind of like the story was a little too similar to The Wrath and the Dawn, at least kind of the way it was laid out. But I still loved it because I don't know, I feel like I don't really have that high of standards for books. I just kind of like, I like it, I love it, good, 5 stars, there we go. If you like see my reviews, like almost everything gets 5 or 4 stars, like barely less than that. But
let me get my computer charger.
But I also, you know, I really love the characters. I really liked Mariko. I'm probably gonna say all these characters' names wrong. I'm really sorry. But I really loved Mariko. She is really, I don't know, I found her really relatable, and I love how she's like a person kind of in STEM. She's an inventor and a kind of like an alchemist, which I thought was super cool. And I like the other side, the secondary characters. Not the secondary, I guess the other, like, I loved Okami. Okame, I'm saying his name wrong. I really loved him.
Oh, Okami.
And Kaguru, he's pretty cool too. And Yoshi. And yeah, I'm just dropping names now. Alex, you have any thoughts on characters?
I mean, for me, it was because like I'm a Japanese student. I've been taking Japanese for 3 years. So basically, for me, it was more like I don't know. Like this whole book for me is a little bit weird because I've never read a book that kind of dwells like in the language that I'm learning. So like I kind of already knew a little bit of background about like Japanese culture and stuff. And oh yeah, like the names in this book, I'm probably if I say them, I'm probably gonna pronounce them the way like they're written like in Japanese. But like that's totally fine. I mean, yeah, the characters I love Mariko. Like I feel like she was so similar to Shazi, like from The Wrath and the Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just really like them. I love the relationship. Like, we're going to talk a lot about this. It's one of our questions, but I love the relationship between Kenshin and Mariko. Like, the freaking sibling relationship is, like, the only relationship that's, like, so prominent in this book. Like, that's what I feel. And I really like that. And, yeah, it was really cute. So, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a book with, like, a slow burn romance. Like, Renée does romance really well. I really love the romance in her books, but this is definitely a slow burn romance. But it's kind of worth it. I don't know. I really ended up loving it. So, yeah. Do you have any other non-spoiler thoughts you want to talk about?
Let's see. I guess, I don't know. I feel like everyone, what was I going to say? Nope, forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, I think you should definitely read this book. It is a lot of fun. I love how they tackle like gender issues in this book, and just Renée always writes really strong like female lead characters, and also just really great secondary characters, and yes, and the world is just fantastic. She's definitely like an autobi author for me. Whatever she writes, I'm gonna pick it up and read because it's just I love it. So I think we should announce our June book before our non-spoilery people go.
Oh yeah, I got it.
I'll let Alex announce it.
Okay. So for June, it's Pride Month this month, and we wanted to do something that would at least would pay homage to like the celebration of sexuality. So we chose a book that we both have. You read his other book?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, so he's basically already a very distinguished author here, but he just came out with this new book, and it didn't get as much hype as the first one, which is why I think I mainly really wanted to do it, because I feel like everyone, like when you, okay, let's say like you say the title of this book, like people probably don't know who it's by, but if you say the title of that book, people are like, oh yeah, I read it. So our book is At the Edge of the Universe by Sean David Hutchinson. I don't know. I'm really excited for this. I loved We Are the Ants. It was like the most quote-worthy book ever. Like, and it literally taught me so many things about life. Like, I'm literally going to use every quote as my senior graduation quote. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. It's also really big, so like Belinda and I will have so much to talk about.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it's gigantic.
It's freaking huge. Yeah, but I also really love the plot of this. I love how just the way that Sean David Hutchinson writes about like LGBT and sexuality. It's just so out in the open. It's not like anything that's I don't like. What do you say? Like a lot of teens in most YA books, LGBT teens are closeted. So I don't know. This book is really different for me. His writing is really different. It's also really funny. So if you're interested in like comedic relief, I definitely recommend his books.
So you think this is gonna be funny? I feel like it's gonna be a more serious book. I hope it's.
True, but I don't think the author can help adding in those like little snarky lines in there that just make you laugh, because his other book was crazy. It was just crazy. So yeah.
I love snarky characters. But I guess the whole premise of this book is that there's this guy, and one day I think his boyfriend kind of vanishes and disappears, and nobody realizes that because they kind of like all forgot he exists, but he remembers that his boyfriend exists. So, I think he's trying to like solve the mystery of that. Is that kind of
Yeah.
going on? Something like that. But I'm really excited for it. I first saw this on like Alex's haul, and I was like, ooh, that looks interesting. And I do want to read more diversely in the LGBT like aspects, so I'm excited for that. And I think that's going to be our theme for this month. If you're up for it, just LGBT reads.
Yeah, I have some the recommendations.
Yep. Okay, so that is our book for June, and your live show is gonna go carry over into July, like the beginning of July, and then I'm going on vacation midway through July. So yeah, excited for this. Do we want to talk Flame in the Mist now?
All right, I'll start off with the questions. The first question. The first question is, let's see. Okay, it is. What the heck? Oh, got it. Okay. It's what are your first impressions of the book? Should we skip this one?
We can, or you can still talk. I guess I don't know. I kind of talked about my first impressions.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your first impressions or no?
I mean, okay, like I said, like I'm learning Japanese, so I was like, oh my god, a book that follows Japanese culture. It didn't follow like as much like Japanese culture and like things that I recognize, but the only thing I really recognized was like Bushido and like the thing like the culture of the feudal Japan, because I didn't take like a Japanese history class, but I took the language. Yeah, for me it was mostly a fun experience. Like on my blog post, I did this whole thing about like writing the characters' names in hiragana, which is the Japanese writing system, and I just thought it was so much fun reading it and kind of like almost practicing my Japanese. But yeah, I really liked it. I mean, I didn't like it as much as other people did because I feel like people are calling this like their favorite book by her. A lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel the same way. Like I definitely am like hardcore like The Wrath and the Dawn, but like I still really enjoyed it. It's not like bad. Like after I finished it, I was still like, oh, that was a good book. Like just her writing. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. My first impressions, like it really kind of opens up similarly, like The Wrath and the Dawn. Like it opens up kind of like ominous, kind of like a preface, whatever, and then it like kind of launches into the story, and yeah, so that was kind of like I found a lot of similarities in like form.
Yeah, format.
So that was it, but I don't know. I guess it does have kind of a slow opening, but I still loved it. Okay, I'll ask. Wait, do you have something to say?
I said, look at this cover. It is so freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot to say that I got to meet Renee.
I know, I saw.
Book came out, and it was a lot of fun. And if any of the things we talked about come out, I'll try to like recall what she said. But it was a lot of fun, and she's super sweet. And I sat like straight right in front of her. It was kind of awkward, but totally worth it. Yeah, so second question. Are you ready for second question?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of the sibling relationship between Kenshin and Mariko? I really liked their relationship. I mean, we don't really get to see them a lot together because Mariko is like ambushed by the people trying to kill her, and then Kenshin tries to go and find her. But I really do love like how deep their love is, and how Kenshin is really like adamant on finding her, and he's like, no, she's not dead, I'm gonna go find my sister. And just like I really love that. And also, you know how much Mariko loves her brother. It was just really sweet. I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't like you said, I think this was like for me the best part of the book. And I think I just have a sensitivity towards like brothers, not just brother sister, but mostly like twin relationships. Like also when I read the back, I'm like, oh gosh, twins, like this is gonna be like, for me it was mostly reading about their relationship and kind of comparing it with my own relationship with my twin sister, and it's kind of like, yeah, if I went missing or if she went missing, I would totally be like that. Like I would be like, she's still out there, you know, like I can sense her or whatever. And also just Kenshin was so protective of her. It was like so freaking cute. It's like how you imagine like I don't know, just how you imagine a brother to be protective over her. And like she was so, how do you say this? Like just a relationship that I wish I had with my brother. Just like I feel like they would just be like hugging all the time. I don't know, it's like really cute. But yeah, I really like the relationship.
And I kind of like how supportive he is of his sister, and how he does see her as a stronger person, I guess. And yeah, I don't know, I really loved it. It was just really sweet, and that's kind of why I asked the question. Plus I didn't know to ask. So do you have the third question?
Yes, I have the third question. Yeah, but just speaking on the relationship, I mean, like Belinda said, it doesn't really, you know, they're not really seen together a whole lot in this book, which I really wish we got more of. But just, you know, okay. Who do you suspect is behind the assassination attempt? The Black Clan or someone else? Okay, well, I mean, we read the end of the book, so we know who was trying to assassinate her.
Wait, who do you think was trying to assassinate her?
In the beginning?
What?
In the beginning, you mean, when I was reading it?
Okay. Well, talk about who you thought, and then, like, I don't think they were ever really clear about it, or maybe I just not.
Yeah, they weren't. Okay, yeah, they weren't. They weren't. That's why.
Okay, well, who did you think? Like, when she was first, like halfway through the book, since this question was asked, like the first half of the book, who did you think, and then like who did you think at the end?
Okay, well, I did not think it was the Black Clan. Like from the start, I'm like, this is not how Renée writes her books. She does not she's not so obvious. What I actually thought it was is, I thought it was someone from like the castle, like not the castle, but like the higher ups, like a part of someone who like Mariko knew, who wanted to like execute her or something. I don't know, because maybe they were like, it doesn't make sense to me at first, but I was like, it can't be the Black Clan, so it has to be someone she knew, that it's very unsuspecting. Maybe
okay. I did not think the Black Clan. I think the first like halfway we got to meet the princess, and I was like, I don't really like you. And so I was expecting, I mean, like at the beginning, before she even meets the Black Clan, you could be like, oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. But then, you know, you go into the Black Clan. I guess if you read the synopsis, the flap, I guess it would kind of tell you. But I kind of avoid reading flaps whenever I like actually read the book. I will, like, you know, read the synopsis when I buy the book and then forget about it. But yeah, so I was like, I don't really think, like, when she starts like hanging out with the Black Clan, I'm like, they're really nice. Like, why would they kill you? And the whole thing of like, you know, they don't kill women or children. So yeah, and then I was thinking, you know, it was like, what's his name? The older prince, not the older prince, the prince that's actually gonna be king. It's like Roku or something. I was thinking him because I was like, I'm really suspecting you. I don't trust you at all. Sorry, I'm like paging through my notes to find whoever this guy is.
Yeah, no, okay, like, I think what you say now, they never actually revealed it, and I don't think, wait, but the Black Clan definitely ambushed them, right? No, they didn't.
No.
What the heck? I'm so confused. I mean, you read this book earlier than me, because I read this back in, like, frigging, I think April, so I'm, like, very, let's see. So yeah, okay, what you said about like the Black Clan being nice, I don't think it was really nice. I just think that because they thought she was a guy, they appreciated like her skills. And yeah, she felt appreciated there as like not just, I mean, even though she was disguised as a guy, they kind of appreciated her for her skills. They didn't really wonder or question his past or his person, like, you know, who he was as a person. So I think that's why she felt comfortable there.
I don't know, I just kind of really liked, Yoshi was really nice to her, and what is it, Ren? I mean, he wasn't nice because he kind of like
He's
hate
an
him.
asshole.
But I don't know. I just seeing their characters come through. Like they didn't seem like evil people who would go and assassinate her. Maybe they'll assassinate someone else, but not her. But yeah. So I was thinking. I found his name. It is Roku, the crown prince. I was kind of suspecting him because he just kind of seemed shady. But
yeah, I really didn't like him.
yeah, I was like, I like his brother better, and then the ending came, and I'm like, nope, I don't like you either. I don't remember his name. What is his? Raiden. I'm saying all these names like Americanized. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I was like, Raiden, he seems okay, and then the end happened, and I was like, nope, I don't like you.
Yeah,
You're
he was like,
down.
yeah. When we first met him, it was like, oh my god, he's husband material.
What?
He's like, I think he'd be perfect for, but like I was just like, yeah, the end definitely changes everything. So I guess that is question 3.
Wait, no. Who do you think it is now that you've finished the book?
Didn't we?
Or is it the same people you're thinking?
No, it was the same people. Like who you thought it was.
Well, I don't know. Like now, I'm like considering what if it's like his wife or like his
Why would it be
lover, the emperor's wife, or like
oh my
his
god.
like lover person who has magic.
But then wouldn't they have hired the Black Clan? Wait,
But I don't think it's the Black Clan. I think they hired someone else. It didn't seem like the Black Clan. It seemed like some random other person.
I'm like, yeah, because I mean, from my memories, oops, okay, my memory's a little bit like shady about like how she first joined them, because I thought how did she first see them, the Black Clan? How did she first like meet the Black Clan?
She like found them in a watering hole, which I think is like a bar.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. Oh my god, I'm dying.
I really like that part where Renmaru was like, I'll make you a deal, best on best. And then the guy thought he was gonna fight Renmaru, and then Renmaru was like, nope, I'm not. And then he like goes over to like Okami, and he's like, dozing off, and he's like, oh, okay. And he goes and fights him and like completely tears him apart.
I know that was like my favorite. Like I think that was like my favorite scene in the entire book. It was just so funny.
Really?
Okay, wait. Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, like I didn't expect it. That's why. So I didn't expect. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's a Black Clan because like the whole thing. What we found out with Ranmaru, he was the.
Yeah. He was the actual.
Sorry, if you really haven't read this book, you really should be gone by now, unless you want to get spoiled. But yeah. So I don't really think it's a Black Clan because he was the beast.
Oh my god, do we have a question about romance? No, we don't. Okay, we have to talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's our turn to ask questions?
Yes. You have the other one.
My turn?
Yeah, it's your turn, but it's from the other question.
Pull it up. How do you think the first line of the book, in the beginning there were 2 suns and 2 moons, relates or will relate to the story? So I just like finished the book and I was like, I thought back to the beginning. I'm like, because it's kind of like in the Wrath and the Dawn, there's like that ominous like line, and there's this line, and I'm like 2 suns and 2 moons. So I'm kind of thinking like, suns kind of because sun is also sun, like the sun that shines in the sky, is pronounced the same way as sun, as in your son. And so I was thinking maybe these 2 suns are like Okami and Ranmaru, and these 2 moons, I'm like, I don't know who those 2 moons are, but they could be like those 2 princes or like those 2 wives. I'm just gonna call that other lady his wife, his like lover lady magic person, or like his like wife. And that is kind of one of my ideas. I I don't know what else, but I kind of like the idea of having Okami and Rimuru be the two sons, because that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm echoing. Am I echoing?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. So, like, I mean, first of all, I don't know why you asked that question because I didn't even think anything of it. But now that I think of it, yeah, I think you're right. Also, the two moons, do you think they could symbolize, like, Mariko and Kenshin?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm totally just, like, reaching for the dark. Yeah, but, like, okay, I don't know if this was for you, too, but, like, this book kind of gave me Avatar The Last Airbender vibes.
Kind of.
No, it's just so weird. It's like the Black Clan is the Fire Nation.
That's funny.
I was just like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm reading. Yeah, it gave me Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes, but yeah, I think that's what you're talking about in terms of that. Or did you? You know what I think? You know how the lines were italicized?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Every time something's italicized, I feel like it's being lifted from another text. So maybe it's like from like an actual like story, a Japanese story. Maybe.
But it still should relate some way to this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here, let's search this up. Let's be good investigators. What does it say? Okay. In the beginning, there were two sons and 2 men. Okay. I feel like I also heard this line too.
Really?
Yeah. In the beginning.
It continues like at the end of the chapter. It says, "In the beginning, there were 2 suns and 2 moons. One day, the victorious sun would rise and set fire to all his father's enemies." Kind of speaks of Okami. He doesn't have fire powers, but it kind of, speaks to that. I mean, like, the whole chapter is kind of, that whole, like, preface part is, kind of about him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I couldn't find it anywhere. Yeah, it's not anywhere. Don't worry. Okay. Let us see about this. Next question. I'm not even on the page. Oops. Okay. What did you think of the ending of the book? Did it surprise you? Yes, it freaking surprised me. I think what I thought was that at first when I read it, I was just like, whoa, this book is trying too hard to be mystical and like confusing. But now that I've like it's sunken in, I feel like I don't know, I accept it and more like it was supposed to happen, or it was happening throughout the entire book. I just didn't catch it. Like, did you expect that? I never expected that.
What are you expecting?
That Okami was the actual was the
Renmaru?
Oh yeah. See, this is what's happening. See, I'm really confused at this point. Yeah, Renmaru was actually the son, right? Or the
Yeah. I don't know. I love the ending and how it kind of played out. It was just really emotional. I felt like that like blew my mind. I was like, Okami is Renmaru? Like, what? And it was, I don't know, it was really emotional because like he was like Yoshi was dying and he's like, it's been 7 years. You cannot let him take the fall for you again. And then Okami's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go and stand up and like take my place as, the true leader person. And I don't know, it's just like really emotional because it's just kind of like their friendship runs so deep. Like, I keep calling him Renmaru because what's his name? I don't really know what his name is, but it's just like their friendship runs so deep, like that your friend would pretend to be you for 7 years just to keep you safe. Like, that just like killed me. And I have like sobbing emojis in my notes and a heart sticker that I like reserve for only the things worthy of a heart sticker, because I don't have many of those. But I don't know, I really loved it. And then plus that whole part where, I guess, I don't know, are we counting that as the beginning, like the big showdown? I mean, the ending. Are we saying that's like the ending?
I think because, okay, wait, I just want to, so for like, in the beginning of the book, when you read the preface, you read about the soldier that was killed, and you read the son, right? The son of the traitor, yeah. And then you read about the friend, and then you read about Mariko. And I think once we enter the Black Clan and we learn who Ranmaru and Okami, who they are, like, didn't you already know at that point that they were a part of it? Like, they were one of the two guys?
At the beginning, from the beginning?
Yeah, like from the beginning, like when you read the preface and then you met the two guys, you automatically match them up because you're like, this is how books work.
I think so.
Yeah, and then when she drops that ending, you're just like, okay, everything that I thought was wrong because like they switched.
Mhm.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not call Okami Ranmaru because it confuses the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
that's why I'm saying, like, Okami and Ranmaru, like they're two different people, even though.
Yeah.
They're the same name. Maybe they don't share this. I don't know. I don't know how to say this. It's just really,
let's call him.
But I just keep calling him like that's just kind of because that's what they normally call him.
Let's call him the son of the traitor. There we go.
Son of the traitor. But he wasn't a traitor.
The son of the
like set up.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. The son of the fake traitor.
Well, just call him Okami because that's his name. Like that doesn't change. That's still his name. And then Ranmaru just will still be the friend.
Yes, yes.
But also, you know, the ending with the wives. What?
Oh yeah.
Like the end, I was not expecting it. I was like expecting something to happen with Mariko as the last chapter, and then it was like the real wife, and she goes and kills the emperor, and I'm like, what just happened? And then you know the whole part with like the magic wife lady, and I was just like, whoa, what are you doing now? Like, what are you up to? And I don't like her at all. I don't like these. I think it's, you know, cool that it's kind of like women are ruling the world, but they are scary. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Where is that? Oh yeah. I feel like are you saying something?
No.
Oh, like the ending was so much more action packed and like thrilling than like the middle and the beginning of the book, which I really liked. And yeah, it's just, but I feel like so much happened in the end. Like you have a hard time thinking of it. Oh wait, so fun fact, in Japanese, wolf is Okami.
Okami?
Yeah, his name.
You're like stalling. What is it?
No, his name.
His name?
Okami.
Okami.
In Japanese.
What about it?
No, it's just. Oh, but it's spelled in Japanese. It's spelled with 2 O's. So now I'm thinking maybe it wasn't intentional. Yeah, in the back, it's only spelled with 1 in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna make a connection, but
it has that like accent line on top of it.
Maybe it's. Wait. I don't even see it.
It probably doesn't appear.
Okay. No. I see it. I see.
Okay.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, your video is like lagging, so I'm kind of having a hard time catching what you're saying.
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah.
Are you talking? Because it's like lagging like Sultan. Maybe it's my internet. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm talking. Hi. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see what you're lagging. It seems so scary. Okay. In the book, a character, which we've established is Yumi, says, "I've never been angry to have been born a woman. There have been times I've been angry at how the world treats us, but I see being a woman as being a challenge I must fight." In what way does this quote symbolize the strength of women in this book? So I feel like in all of Renee's books, she like definitely makes a point as to how women have this kind of like inner strength that we may not be aware of in the beginning, and when put up, like we're kind of faced with obstacles, that strength kind of comes out of ourselves as even stronger than some of the men in this situation, which I really love. Like, I swear, like if I were just basing it on how much of like femininity, like feminism, and just how much of it was in this book, there are especially so many female characters, like, and it was a great mix. Like, it was a great ratio. There were a lot of female characters, but there were also guys. It wasn't just like a book with females about it, trying to make a point about, female, like, what is it? Especially in feudal Japan, when we see the role of, what's her name? When Yumi, right?
Yeah.
And we see how she's up and she's, to be kept safe, because trying to make a statement how women in the society are kept safe when they're kind of like behind the scenes and they're tea house, right?
Mm-hmm.
It plays this book not only just like kind of just giving you like a story or retelling about like mythology and culture. It kind of talks about more like about the real struggle of women in like today's society. So yeah,
I really loved that scene in the book. It just kind of made me cry, but I really like that Yumi is saying this, and just because you look at her and you would assume that she's kind of trapped, like she's, her brother just kind of left her there to keep her safe or whatever, and she is kind of now like forced into training to be a geisha, and I guess you would kind of see her as a person who's trapped, but she does not see it that way, and she's kind of like sees the strength in being a woman, and like the power that she has as a woman that's different from what power a man would have. And I don't know, I guess I really love this moment in the book, just because throughout the book Mariko is kind of like struggling with that. Like, she pretended to be a boy so that she could join the Black Clan, and they would take her in, and like people would not like question her, and she can freely do her like inventing and like alchemy stuff without being like judged or being like talked about like behind her back, like she did when she was at home, and people would say like she's weird and like curious, like way too curious and stuff, and like trying to fit her into that mold of what a girl should be like in this time period and setting. And I love that scene because it's her realizing that strength in being a girl, and it made me cry when she set off and she was like, I'm gonna go back to them, but I'm gonna go back as myself, as a girl. And I just like, you go, Mariko, you go. And I was like crying because it was just such a beautiful moment. I just realizing that power that you have within yourself, and I think this is kind of something that could apply to everyone, but it was just, I don't know, I loved it, that moment.
the sweetest moment was when she went back to the Black Clan, and after that they kind of accepted her. Like, she was literally just walking around and it was like a family. It was so freaking cute. I love that. I kind of just like, every time I read those parts, I kind of like imagine myself in the story just like having a bunch of like brothers, cool brothers of the Black Clan. I'm like, oh my god, it's so cool. Yeah, this book like definitely made me like fangirl a bunch of times, and that's why I just really enjoy her writing. Like, it's just like it's like storytelling, like actually storytelling.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, I love that scene. I was gonna ask you what you thought about that scene. I think, and I loved it because I don't know. I could just picture it so clearly in my mind. You know, her like following this beast through the forest, and she comes to the lake, and Okami is there, and he like kind of initiates her into the Black Clan. And you know, like before this, she was like afraid she'd go back. She was like, if I go back, maybe they'll all hate me because he said he was going to tell them all that she was a girl and that she like pretended to be a boy and like kind of fooled them and like kind of used them. But like she went back and he just like, and I just died because that moment was just so beautiful. And it was beautiful. I loved it so much. And you know, he says that line. I mean, I guess the line has been said before, but you know, like the whole, what is it, the main big line, be swift as the wind, as silent as the forest, as fierce as fire, as unshakable as the mountain. And I died. Because also, you know, it's just kind of that forgiveness and, you know, her finding her real home. And, you know, I love how he really does, like, he sees the strength in her, and whether she is a boy or a girl, he sees the strength, and he believes that she is capable of doing anything. And I just absolutely love him. And I died, and you're talking to my ghost. Like, number.
No. I was just rereading the part where, I don't know, they kind of like, it's their last kind of like, not goodbyes, but like talking to each other before they raid the store, the storehouses or whatever. And yeah, like, I feel like, no, we didn't have a question about this because, like, I feel like it would be like the smartest thing to ask a question about like the romance in Renee's writing, because like in The Wrath and the Dawn, it's like really prominent, and it's like what people like really love about the series. But yeah, I liked how in this book it kind of took a different. I think this was the difference between the two of her books. How this one wasn't very focused as much on romance, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. I definitely feel like it definitely wasn't as focused as The Wrath and the Dawn. You have something else kind of propelling the plot instead of the romance between them. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, I really love their romance. Like, it's a slow burning romance because Okami doesn't know that she is a girl, and not that that is a problem, but you know, this is kind of how the romance is just set up in this book. That yeah, so he like doesn't know that she's a girl, so like they don't really have much. He just kind of like he just finds her like annoying. He's like this annoying kid who just is the fool and doesn't know how to do anything, and it's just like this weak person who Ranmaru was just like thought he'd be good in the clan. And I don't know, I really love their romance. I like, you know, how in Renee's books that the romance is just like set on a really strong foundation of respect for each other and, you know, belief in each other. And I love that part, you know, like after he finds out, you know, like after she falls into the like water, he has to go and save her, and then they find out, and then she's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna kiss him. I'm like, and yeah, I don't know. I really love their relationship, and like going forward, at the beginning I was just kind of like this. I'm happy she didn't do too much at the beginning because you know you get to see more of Mariko's growth and that, and then like, you know, after like they start their relationship, just the banter just goes up a level, and it was so much fun.
I think I actually died while reading that part.
Yeah.
No, wait. Okay, I don't know if this was the same thing for you, but like when I read that part, and the realization hit me that he was actually gonna find out about her identity in the middle of the book. I had to reread it. I'm like, shit's going down. I have to reread it, and I reread it, and I was just like, oh my god, they're so endgame. Okay, yeah, but that was, I definitely think that was one of the most kind of like painful to read parts of the book, because he finds out that she's a girl. And that changes everything because, I mean, I knew he wouldn't tell. Like, I kind of had this thing that he wouldn't tell. But yeah, I just thought it was so cute how he also, like, went along with it. He's just like, okay.
This kind of, like, brings up this question that I have that I didn't ask, but I was talking to you about it a little bit earlier, how technically Renmaru knew that Mariko was a girl from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like the beast.
Yeah.
And so I am like, I wanted to ask whether you thought that he was trying to like push them together since the beginning or not. Because I feel like, you know, there are definitely like parts of it where he's like, you should teach her how to, what is it, like do the sword, whatever. And he's like invites her with them to the tea house and whatever. And so what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, okay, in the end, that was the kind of the part that didn't make sense to me. Like, would anything have changed? Like, he knew she was a girl, so why didn't he do anything? And maybe that could have played into the part because he knew that she was the daughter of like this big guy, like the daimyos, right?
Yeah.
Do you know she was? I know. We know that he knew that she was a girl, but did he know that she was Mariko, the daughter of what's that? They said like a line. They're like Mariko, the daughter of. Oh, yeah, was the sister of the dragon of Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't understand that part. Like, okay, it made sense for me that like Ranmaru, I mean Okami was pretending to be like Ranmaru, they switched her stuff or whatever, but it did not make sense to me that he knew the whole time that she was a girl. Like, what do you think that contributed to the story, if anything?
I guess maybe it's kind of, you know, that whole idea is like the people in the Black Clan really, or at least the leaders in the Black Clan, don't really, I don't know, I guess
don't like care about gender, right? Like
care about gender, because like he's the one who's like, let's take Mariko in and train him, and Okami was like, this is a bad idea. Like the others weren't really up for the plan, and Renmaru like took that chance on her, and I really liked that aspect. I do know like a spoiler about him, but I'm not gonna say because like my friend asked Renee this question. This is totally a tease. I don't know what I'm saying. I should probably just shut up.
Oh,
but she like,
is it for like book 2?
What?
Is it for like book 2? Is that the spoiler?
Yeah, I think it's spoiler for book 2.
Yeah, don't say anything. Get out. Don't say anything.
I won't say it because I don't think Renee would want me to say it anyways. But I really do like. I do like that kind of that he did know, like that it did not change the way he treated her or the way he thought of her. And I don't know. I guess I was like thinking like maybe he was trying to push them together like since the beginning, which is kind of. It's the romantic in me. Like I love romance. I live for romance in books. So I was like, maybe he was kind of like trying to push them together because he did kind of have them do a lot of things together, even before they found out, like before her big reveal thing.
Oh, it was. Oh wow! Like I actually didn't expect that. There are a lot of turns in this book, which I like. It's kind of just like like the Wrath in the Dawn. Like if you enjoyed the Wrath in the Dawn, you're probably gonna enjoy this one, if not even more so. The only thing that really just I don't know what bothered me. I just didn't really like it as much. I liked it, but like I didn't like it as much, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, one more question. Is it my turn to ask a question?
Ask it. I'm just looking through.
We have our last question. What does this says? What do you think / want to happen in the next book?
Oh, wow. You can't answer this question.
Well, I mean, beyond my one spoilery thought, like this one spoiler that I was spoiled by Renee, I don't know, I want Okami and Mariko to destroy those lives. The world to be good. I guess, I don't know. I want their romance to be together. Like, I was so mad, actually. That ending where Mariko, like, sacrificed. Okay, they also gave me, like, Akamath like feels at the end where Mariko like sacrificed herself to go with the prince and her brother to save the Black Clan, and then that idiot prince that I'm gonna go punch, he's gonna be destroyed. That's gonna happen. If Renée doesn't destroy him, I'm gonna go and destroy him. Like, I don't care if you're a fictional character, but you're going down. Where he's like, I'm not taking her anymore, and then Okami's like, fine, then you can have me too. And I was like, no, why are you giving away my characters? And so they're gonna go to the capital, you know, and they're gonna destroy the world together, and then live happily ever after.
Oh. Yo, Belinda, you're crazy.
Oh, that was so itchy.
Oh my god, yeah, okay, so I think in the next book, I think that, I'm gonna just lay all my thoughts right now, and they're gonna be kind of sad. First of all, I think Raiden is going to be killed by Okami, right?
Oh, really?
I think so. Because, like, I don't know. Oh my god. And then, I think next is, I think Ranmaru is gonna die.
Oh gosh, why do you want to kill off my main fun characters? Why do you want to kill them?
Dude, that's how books work, okay? Like, you gotta think about also how she thinks of it. Like, this just the poetic irony of it. He sacrificed, like, 7 years of his life disguised as him. So something tragic's gonna happen, we know. Okami can't die because he's the main love interest. Mariko can't die either. Or maybe Kenshin can die. Yes, he can die too. No, but I just feel like someone's definitely gonna die. It's gonna be tragic. In the Dawn that made me cry, or like The Rose and the Dagger that also made me cry. But yeah, I definitely think like 100% Raiden's gonna die. Like, sorry.
I can live with that. I don't really care about him. He's terrible.
Yeah, I don't either, but like just the way how smug he is and control Mariko, I feel like he just like at this point he's gone. He kind of like everyone hates him at this point. The Black Clan. And yeah, like what is really interesting though is that like what's gonna be the whole conflict in the next book. Is it gonna be the same, or is it gonna be like continuation or like something different? Like that too.
I think it's gonna continue because we don't have all the questions answered yet. Like what's gonna happen with these wives and like who really was behind the...
Oh yeah, that's definitely like but is it gonna be like a continuation of like this kind of enemy that Renée has already pitched us against, or is it gonna be revealing someone bigger behind everything? Like that's what that's interesting. Oh yeah, but like I just wanted to read like my favorite part of the book, like on page 4. We're like, oh my god, like 383. He's like, it's like my bride was captured on her way, and like not. It's like it doesn't matter, she's here now. And then Okami's like, she answers only to herself. She's one of us, and you will not lay a hand on any of our warriors. And I was just like, ah, so cute. Okay.
Wait, yeah. Where is that? Maybe
it's page 384 on the top.
Oh, where is like okay, so where he's like okay, because like you have the arc, so I'm like I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, it's probably not right, but like first Kenshin's like she answers to her family, to her duty, but then Okami's like no, she answers only to herself, and I'm like yes, like he understands like 100%.
Yeah, I love Okami so much. He's like book boyfriend material. I adore him so much, and he is not gonna die because Renée, you're not gonna kill him, and if you do, I'm gonna resuscitate him, bring him back to life because he's not dying. And Renmaru is not dying. I can give up Kenshin. He can die. That's okay, but those two boys are not dying. I don't know. I guess I'm really looking forward to seeing more of their romance and just like how things play out, because like when they take them both back and how I hope it's gonna be crazy. I feel like it's gonna be a bit more action packed since now like we've gotten a lot of like the foundation set. I hope it's gonna be a little bit more like action-y, or else it'll be like really political, which I don't mind. I find that stuff interesting.
No. Yeah, I mean, I think if we go back to just talking about her writing, and like she does something that like very few authors do, which I feel like even though we're like for me, I think that mostly what her writing does, it makes me like how you were reacting before when like I told you like Romer's like he's probably gonna die, and you're just like no, like she just makes us kind of fall in love with these characters through her writing. And I don't know, I feel like that's what she does best. And only a few authors do that. Like the only ones I can name are like Sarah J. Maas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who else? Like Leigh Bardugo. Like I feel like in their books, these are the only times that I react that way to hearing that a character is hurt, or like just finding out that they're coming together, or like a family. It just right. It makes you feel like these are books. Okay, let me explain this to you. These are pieces of paper stitched together to create a book, okay? And this is what it makes you feel. It makes you feel as if this person were your relative and they were actually dying. So I'm just like very shook.
Yeah, I don't know. And also like that whole thing with Kenshin and that girl that he loved. And like how is it that like okay, I'm gonna just go out and call her a witch. But that like witch girl lady, wife, and how like she like got her and like stored her like in some I don't know, like it was just like really weird. She went into like this like alternate universe place. I don't know. But like how she like stored her like half burned and like kept her alive, and then what is it, the fox guy? And also, you know, like the whole thing, I'm looking forward to seeing like Kenshin's relationship with Mariko change, because definitely he has like an older view of her. Like, you know, he still kind of sees her as like the girl who his like little sister who needs to be protected and all that stuff. And also, you know, Kenshin's like what his decisions or like actions in this book, how they will affect their relationship and like who he is as a character going on, especially, you know, that part where he like somehow ended up murdering those people at the water hole. Like that definitely made me mad. But like I think it was like that fox person behind it, and also, you know, like the witch lady who is controlling the guy, who turns out to be, you know, like that soldier that was taking her through the forest. And yeah, so I'm like looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I really wanted to do like a reread of this book, because it's really hard. Even with I found with The Wrath in the Dawn, there's so many things going on, so many things that you miss in the first read. Like you said, the lady who was leading her through the forest, and just the little things in there. Like, I don't know if you probably don't remember this, and this one stayed like really like hard in my mind. You know the trees that were like eating people?
Yeah.
Like, I remember just reading about that and feeling chills up my body. Like, it was just so kind of like out there. It was really creepy, and like just the little details in there that make the story come to life and kind of like actually make you feel something. It's just like bomb. Like, her writing is just it's crazy.
Oh, I'm speaking of the forest. I really like want her to go more into like the world of magic in here. Like, oh, like when they revealed like how Okami got his powers, I just kind of died because it was just felt so tragic. You know, like he was so like down and depressed and angry at the world that he gave up his entire fortune to gain these powers, and that just, you know, like just how desperate he was, it really breaks my heart. And I want to know more about that. And like we don't really know much about Ranmaru and how he can transform into a beast. Like what? And also, you know, just kind of like the magic behind that witch lady. And maybe if anyone else kind of has magic in this, like I wonder what's gonna happen, and like where does this magic come from in this world, and just, you know, like seeing like more of the forest. I hope we get to return and like that plays more of a role in the story. I don't know. I really want the second book. I want it now. I wanted it like a month ago when I read this. Not a month ago. I read it like 3 weeks ago.
Dude,
But I want it now.
I'm literally like so excited to see like not just like the book itself, but like the cover and the title of this book. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, it's getting to me. The hype, like it's getting to me. No, but yeah. So speaking back into this book, I think with the Wrath and the Dawn, I feel like even in that book, there wasn't a lot of magic until the father actually started practicing it again in The Rose and the Dagger, and that's when the magic kind of like exploded, and we read more about like the world and how magic played into this like in the world itself. But I think this one, definitely in the second book, you're gonna get like what you want.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it wouldn't be a complete story if she didn't really explain about it, because I guess we're reading this from Mariko's, for the most part, from Mariko's perspective, and or like a person looking through the lens that she's looking through. I mean, like because even though it's not all Mariko's point of view, it's kind of through that more closed lens. Where she's like definitely like withholding a lot of information, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more. I just want more.
I know, like what I'm doing. I think you can't really see it, but I'm going on the Melting Library and seeing if they have any more Flavor of the Mist candles.
Oh yeah, because they just open it. Yeah, they do. They have like 4. I considered buying them, but I already own too many candles and don't do anything with them. But I really do want some candles. Let's see. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, yeah, like, okay, now that we're a little bit talking about that's why I love doing these live shows. It's because it reminds me of the good parts of the book, and like, you even adding to my kind of like understanding of it just makes me love it even more. So yeah, I kind of am getting a little bit more, since I'm starting to like the book a lot more than I did before. I'm sorry, I'm trying to buy candles, bro.
Oh, okay. I guess I can keep talking if you want to keep talking, but I don't know.
It's hard because
I really next book, because I totally died at the end of this book, and oh my gosh, like whole Yoshi, like I mean, I know someone probably has to die, but did you really have to take Yoshi? Because he was
oh
I
yeah,
really liked him. He was like really nice. Oh my gosh, you know what really also killed me? It was when like she was like she was like saying to Ren, who has kind of like tortured her throughout this book because she like thinks that he hates her, and he's like, I don't really hate you, and she's like, but you have to like turn me over because I need to stop them all from getting slaughtered, and he's just kind of like heartbroken in that instance, and I just also died because it's this guy who's just kind of like pretending. He's been pretending, like, 'cause I guess maybe he felt like intimidated. I feel like behind his like how he treated her, but like he didn't. He really accepted her, and he was really like heartbroken, and it just really broke my heart because that was just really sad.
No, yeah. Yeah, I really didn't understand why Yoshi had died. It really does make me sad. Oh, so sad. He was like the only person that was really like nice to her, or kind of like who accepted her in the beginning when she was a guy and she first joined the Black Clan. But yeah, I told you she likes tragedy. She's definitely gonna do something. Like, we know.
I am praying she doesn't. I mean, she probably will, because like authors just love torturing us.
Oh my god, yeah.
And she's like a Slytherin, so I mean, I'm a Slytherin, so I guess I'm in the same boat. But authors do like torturing us, I feel like. So please don't kill my.
I know. Don't. They're probably like. Okay, so wait. A thing that I wanted to mention is that I feel like we haven't talked a lot about this, and I feel like when people talk about this book, they really neglect talking about it. But it's the representation or the inclusion of culture and just the Japanese culture in this book. What did you think of it?
I really love that. I don't know much about Japanese culture, and even I guess there's a tendency to just group Asia into being this gigantic continent and calling everyone the same, and it's so different. Like, my family is from Southeast Asia, and there are maybe some aspects of culture that are similar in this book, but it really is a really different culture from the one that I am living in. And I don't know, I guess it was really interesting, to see that, because I don't really know much about Japanese culture. I haven't researched it myself, and I really enjoyed that aspect. And I really love how in Japanese culture, and I think in Chinese culture, or at least like the old culture, how honor is so important in these books. And it just makes me think about my own books that I'm writing, and in my book, my main characters are not the best people in the world, but just having that sense of honor, and always having wanting to strive to do the right thing, and what happens when you don't. And I thought that was just really interesting thing that to explore in this book that I really loved. And then also, just kind of those the cultural things with food. Like Renee, she said at her signing, all the food that you see in her books, she has tried to cook herself, which I just think is a really cool way to, bring the book alive. And I really enjoyed that. I really want to experience more Japanese food, because I really do love a lot of ethnic world food from all over the place. I really liked that aspect of it.
I like I said, the food definitely is a big part. Also, were some of the Japanese terms, the traditional terms. I'm seeing here, they say tatsumura silk. But the thing that really, I don't know, I read this in a review, and I don't know if you kind of feel the same way, but you know how in the book all the Japanese terms were italicized?
Yeah.
That, I don't know, for me also, when I read that in someone's review, it kind of did feel weird for me, since this is a book that takes place in Japan, and the characters are supposedly Japanese, and so why would the words be italicized?
I think that's just, writing convention, that whenever you have words of a different language, you italicize them so that you can kind of, it stands out, so that that it's different.
Okay, yeah, I was just really just to the kind of reading into that, but I definitely really enjoyed it. It taught me a lot of stuff about feudal Japan, since I didn't really learn about feudal Japan in school or anything in class when I was in my my Japanese culture classes. I'm just really glad that she kind of did this. Out of all things that you could have written about, especially since you said China, we're talking about Asia and Asian culture, it's such a big umbrella. There's literally so many. There's also the Pacific Islander, Filipino culture and all that, and then but just working with Japanese culture is also such a huge and fun kind of way. So I really felt that she did it really well, and I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, I really love, whenever we were just reading books about Asian characters, it just means so much as a Asian person to be able to read books where people kind of look like you, or they come from a similar, at least, kind of culture. Even though I've said that Japanese culture is really very different from the culture that I am from, even though we are still grouped into this gigantic thing called Asia, and they all just group us together. But I really love that, and I'm really happy there's a book like this out there, because people who aren't exposed to this culture, get exposure. And I guess that's kind of a thing that Renee was saying, is she wants to bring the non-Western world to Western audiences, and I really love that in her books.
Oh my god, that's really cool that she said that. Yeah, I mean, it made sense, because if you go to Barnes & Nobles, you're going to see this book and you'll be like, damn, that's a bomb cover, and you're going to pick it up, and then you're going to realize that it's about Asia, it's about Japanese culture, it's about something that you've very scarcely read about. The only book that I can think of with Japanese culture is A Darkly Beating Heart by Lindsay Smith. I haven't even read it. I can't recall the last time I read a book about it. So I think this is really important. I think it's done so well too. So I feel like it almost makes you want to just go out and buy every single book that follows like Japanese culture or Asian culture.
I really love that. And my friend is going to Japan to teach English for like a year. I'm like, I should go and visit. That'd be a lot of fun.
No, Belinda. Yeah, I definitely think you should. Like, I'm gonna be very envious of you because like at this point in time, I don't see myself going anywhere in the future because first of all, there's college, there's after college, and it's just no. But like, if you literally really have the chance, just go. Even if it's for like one day, just freaking go.
Yeah. My layover is in South Korea, so hopefully I get to do something. I mean, I probably just will be sitting in the airport, but maybe they'll have cool Korean stuff in the airport. Bye.
Oh my god, I don't know. I would just really love to go to like Japan and go to like the tea houses. I think they're called I forgot what they're called, but I would just really love to go to the tea houses, kind of see how it relates. Because she described a lot of it in great detail. She also described a lot of the clothes, I think, in great detail. And people's, like, faces and everything. And I just really like that. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. I'm reading about, like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time where I read a book that, like, mentioned people eating with chopsticks.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cute. It says here. It said when Mariko touched the tip of her chopstick to the amberjack. I was just like, "Damn, guys, this is me. Like, this is me."
Yeah, I don't know. I really do love like the culture aspect, but I think it is a little harder to get used to when you're going in. I like could not figure out. I like did not know who Mariko's name until maybe halfway through the book, just because you can see it. It's a different experience. You see the word and you're like, I know who this person is, but to be able to say it and write it out, because I've like been taking notes, so I'm like I have to like double check every single time I write someone's name just to make sure that it's right. But it does take a little bit getting into. So people who are like hesitant about jumping into, you're probably not here anymore. But like jumping into like books kind of like this that bring in another culture, and like especially like that they bring in language and things like they're like she describes things and I'm like I don't know what this word means or what this thing looks like, so I don't look it up because I'm lazy, but that's also kind of an aspect of this book. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, so like you're definitely not here. Like I know you're not. But let's say you end up watching this, like, because we're probably gonna post it everywhere. And you end up watching this live show. If you haven't read the book yet, you're probably spoiled. But if you're going into any other book that follows Asian culture, I feel like it's such a bad thing, right? Like now I feel like we're on a different conversation. Like first of all, I'm not Japanese. I can't say anything whether this culture, this history is right. And I've seen reviews that are saying like it's not right, but I can't say anything. But in general, if you're hesitant, do you feel like there's a huge stigma around Asian books? Or at least books written by like Asian authors or that have Asian main characters in it. I feel like there's a huge stigma around that.
Oh, I just feel like there's not enough that exists, and I guess maybe that's it's hard. I don't know. I guess drawing back to when I didn't really start reading diversely until last year, and to me it was just it's hard. I don't blame you if you don't want to read diverse books. Like I totally understand. Like if that's not your thing, like I mean I want people to read diverse books, but I'm not gonna go and attack you and be like you need to read diverse books, because I can understand. Like from my own perspective, I didn't really read diversely until last year, and it really is a personal thing, because like sometimes you're just not in that place in your life where you feel comfortable reading it, and that's totally fine. You're probably you're probably read the book, but maybe just not even like diverse in culture, but maybe like if you're reading a diverse like LGBT book and you just like and you just don't, if you don't read them and you just don't feel comfortable, like I don't blame you for that. Like it's totally fine. I encourage you to read it, but it's totally fine if that is just not something you're comfortable with reading. But like with me in Asian books, like I did not read books with Asian characters written, like most books I didn't read with Asian authors, just because I just did not feel like I could find myself represented in those books. And that didn't happen until I like came across To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and then I just kind of had a more open was more open about the books that I read. But I think it is hard. Like you feel like you don't relate to the characters. Like this is set in a fantasy world, and while the characters are Asian, like a person living right now, like this is not all of it really I can relate to. Or there are a lot of older books, like way when I was younger, if they had an Asian main character, it would be like a book that had like some historical context. And as a person living here and now, that isn't something I like want to read. Or if it's a book tackling race and racism and stuff, when you're reading it, it's hard. It's not like, even though you can relate to it, it's really hard. Like I was reading American Born Chinese, and that book tackles a lot of stereotypes. And at one point, I had to put the book down because it was just really difficult to read. And I don't blame you for doing that, but it is, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think it definitely like is kind of harder to like initially get started in this. But I'm really happy that there are more books available, and it is kind of more catered towards a Western audience. So if you're like hesitant about reading it, like Flame in the Mist definitely just reads like a fantasy, like a normal fantasy. There are cultural aspects of it, but it kind of just reads like a fantasy. Or like if you read Sabaa Tahir's books, or if you read Roshni Chokshi books, like they just kind of read like fantasy with cultural influences and stuff in it.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. I just kind of went off, so you can talk now.
No. Yeah, I definitely. That's really unfortunate that you had to put that book down because you felt uncomfortable. And I feel like that's happened to me with a lot of books. I just feel like when they talk about it, like when someone's making fun of someone's race in the book, it's kind of uncomfortable. You have to put it down because you know how relatable it is. You can relate to that aspect, and that's why I think these books are so important. Like. I'm pretty sure Renée Ahdieh went into this book, and like you said, Sabaa Tahir or Roshani went into writing these books with the sole aspect of including culture. They didn't write it, I'm pretty sure, not just for like the fun of it. They had this idea first of the culture, and then they wanted to write a story of it, and which I think is so important because, like you said, it reads like a regular fantasy, so that way they're getting more people to read about it, and because people have enjoyed this, they're going to be like, oh, I want to seek out more books featuring Asian culture. But yeah, I feel like definitely I haven't realized it until after reading this book how important like Asian culture is, and embracing my culture instead of almost pushing it back. Because when I like you said, I haven't read diverse books my entire life, but I did start reading them a lot like recently, and I realized that when I was starting to like choose diverse books to read, I only read like LGBTQIA+ and books about disabled characters and different things. And what's so weird is I didn't read any books about Asian characters, and I think that's mainly because I didn't want to confront any like similarities or anything. But yeah, I think it's important that we do, and after this I'm definitely doing like a huge push for Asian books, which I'm doing now already. So
yeah, I definitely, it's just kind of something also just interesting because I'm a writer, and so I've thought about it in the past, how if I ever get published, how I want my name to appear. And I think because you have to think, people, it is a thing, they see your name and they see like what it's about, and they're like, oh, it's like, even though maybe it's not like on purpose, but like they see that you're maybe like an Asian author, or this book is like about Asian culture, and they're like, I'm not really interested in that, and like you don't pick it up. But definitely something that I've thought about in the past, and I think I'm just gonna keep my my name as it is. Like I have a Chinese last name, and I would be super proud to just have that on a book cover, like, and like if I ever got married and had like changed my last name, I would probably put my original last name on it, because I just like love to honor my culture and my family by doing that. And I just that's just kind of a thought that I've had in the past. I don't know.
I love that. Yeah, keep your name. Like also just wait, what the heck? This is not the book. Okay, so Yeah, like you said, definitely Belinda. Like, I feel like your book's gonna like blow up because you're also a bookstagrammer. Like, so I feel like I just feel like you're gonna post it and people are just gonna be like, "Why?" And you have me too, so I got you.
Okay.
No, yeah. So
yeah. So I don't know if are we kind of done discussing Flame in the Mist?
yeah.
Okay. So maybe we should just kind of wrap this up, and yeah. But has been a lot. Do you have any more thoughts that you want to add?
Nope. I just wanted to say, yeah, if you're staying here, please join us next month for this book. This book hasn't gotten nearly enough hype as it should, and so just please join us. I'm gonna post about this right after we finish. So, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely, I'm super excited for this book. I didn't realize how long it is, but I think I can do it. I'm a binge reader. I like read 2,000 pages in like 1 week because it was insane. But I'm really excited because I do want to read more like LGBT books, and I'm really excited for the recs that we come up with for this month, like with LGBT books and just honoring Pride Month. And I hope you guys, like get involved with Pride Month and just, share love. And yeah, so I think that's kind of it. Thank you so much for joining us for Flame in the Mist. This has been a lot of fun. Alex, do you want to say bye?
Bye. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so I'm going to log off now. Bye.